What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 4 of the Moviegoers Live Show, where I get to ask my guests questions as well as taking your guys' live comments and questions along the way. So this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Next guest I have up here lined up for this show, no one new to my channel and also a very, very good friend of mine. I've met him a couple times and also a big movie buff, of course, like me. Please help me welcome one of my best friends here on this medium, Mr. Raised on Popcorn with Grant. How we doing, buddy?
Doing good, Luke. Thanks for having me, pal.
Of course, brother. And I left a link down in the description box below that goes to his channel, so please go subscribe to him. Go give him some love. Get him to 3 hundo. He deserves it.
We're almost there. I mean, we have... I'll say this, my John Wick video got me a nice little boost. We're about, I think, last time I checked, 19, maybe 20 subscribers away from 300. So yeah, that would be awesome, you guys.
Getting close there, buddy. I'm proud of you. And hey, why not hit that subscribe button for me as well? Near on 400, and tap on that bell as well. Hit that thumbs up as well.
So, he makes good shit.
Thanks, brother. Like,
no problem.
Because if you guys are still following my channel, I just posted my review for John Wick Chapter 4. So please go check that video out. And also go check out Grant's review for John Wick Chapter 4.
I apologize for fanboying in that video in advance.
I fanboyed out too, man, because, like...
Dude, how can you not? Like...
Because, I mean, come on, man. Like, I have all 3 of these freaking things. Like, I have all 3 of these.
I feel so sad because I only have the first one. My physical media, I need to get a lot more. I think
you got to get this, dude. If you can, you got to get the Steelbook set that they just released.
I know. I'm way behind on my physical media. I think the last, outside of stuff I got like for birthday and Christmas, I think the last thing I got for myself, physical media wise, was the worst person in the world on Criterion. When I pre-ordered that.
I figured as much, though. Like,
yeah.
But this was the last thing I got. I just got this a couple of days ago. I got playing on 4K.
Surprisingly good movie, actually.
I'm going to be doing a blind watch along of this at some point. So that's the reason why I'm not going to be watching it yet.
You know they're making a sequel.
Just in time.
It's called. You know what it's going to be called?
What?
Shit.
Oh, that's right.
There's another promotion.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
So it's just don't make it like Speed 2 Cruise Control. No. Please.
I think Sandra Bullock said it best when it came to her thoughts on Speed 2, where I think it was an interview for what was that movie she did with Melissa McCarthy? It was a good movie. I can't remember the name.
The Heat.
Yeah, The Heat. When I guess they were prepping a sequel that never came to fruition, and they said, "Are you going to do a sequel one day?" And Sandra Bullock, with a laugh, and charming as always, Sandra Bullock. I love Sandra Bullock. She said, "I don't think so." And when they said, like why? And she goes, "I've done 2 sequels. They sucked. Moving on."
Moving on.
Like,
best response ever, dude. Like that's the greatest response of all time.
That's close. I think actually the best interview response for like a movie, like a film person, was Michael Caine. I think it was on Graham Norton when they talked about how he missed the chance to accept his Oscar because he was out filming Jaws 4: The Revenge, and they asked him, which is notoriously one of the worst movies ever. Like nobody likes it, and they said,
"Not me.
You don't like it?
I really don't. No, yeah. Of course not. Top 10 worst films of all time."
It works as a bad movie night because it's so bad it's kind of funny. But they asked him, have you seen Jaws 4: The Revenge? And he went, "No, I'm afraid I haven't, but I heard it was dreadful. I did see the house it helped pay for though, and it's lovely." That's a good answer. I'm like, fair enough, Mr. Caine.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that. So, but it is what it is, man. But But yeah, man, but again, I'm happy to have you here. One of my best friends on this medium. Again, dude, I'm glad we got to know each other over the past year.
And sometimes I feel like on your channel, I'm the old guy who makes all the old references because
And that's fine. I mean, I can still
Yeah,
get some of that because I watch a lot of old movies. So
right. Well, and see, like you're very up on like more obscure older stuff too. I mean, that's
yeah, also that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I'm glad you got me on a good day because the next couple of weeks are going to be insane.
Yeah.
I want to tell you ahead of time, Luke, before you get mad at me. I want to save myself before I have to save myself. I will not be seeing Mario on the opening day. And the reason I'm seeing Air, and I'll explain why. I was going to see Mario on the opening day. My friend asked me, "Can you see it at my theater?" And I said, "Yeah, you can, so I can see it with you." And I says, "Cool, I won't be available until Friday." And I said, "Fine." So we're seeing it that Friday. So before I see, just on scheduling terms alone, before I get to see Mario, I'm seeing Air and Paint before I get to see Mario. Just on scheduling.
That's fine, man. I mean,
yeah.
Because
I did hear Air is pretty good though. Actually, I heard it's getting like.
It's already got really reviews, man. Like.
Yeah. Somebody said it was like this generation's Jerry Maguire. I'm like, wow, that's a high compliment. Jerry Maguire is a great movie.
Show me the money!
Show me the money!
You complete me! Did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
I always remember someone did like this compilation in the early days of YouTube, and it was like it was something like Nickelodeon stars in unexpected roles, and it was like Drake Bell, I think it was in Jerry Maguire, and it was just the clip. It had like Josh Peck and Mean Creek. It was like they got to like Drake.
Dude, I was about to say that. Like that was my number one answer was Josh Peck and Mean Creek.
Which, by the way, Mean Creek's a great movie if you haven't seen it. Real underrated.
Super underrated, by the way.
Really
super
dark,
underrated movie.
Surprisingly dark and fucked up, but really, really like powerful about like childhood trauma and like bullying, and a really interesting movie. But they had Drake Bell, and it was like they what they did was whoever did this did like side by side the Nickelodeon clip and the more adult kind of role, and so it was like I don't know, it was Drake saying something funny on an episode of Drake and Josh, and then it cuts to him turning to Tom Cruise and goes, "Go fuck yourself" or something. You're like, dang, like I was just like a little 13-year-old.
Wow,
wow, Drake.
That's crazy, bro. Like,
no wonder he turned into such a weirdo, huh? Drake Bell.
Yeah, but Josh Peck though, like, dude, Josh Peck in Mean Creek though, tremendous performance by him. Like,
dude, and like, okay, people have given him a lot of grief outside of when he tries to be in movie roles. First off, I should say people should see that Snow Day is underrated. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. And then
to clarify, the 2000 version.
Yes, thank you. You had to remind me of that, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, the 2000 movie.
Here's the thing. I'm making a call to arms to YouTube. He goes, forget the movie, but somebody out there make a supercut of only the scenes with Jerry Trainer in it and put that on YouTube, and I will put it in a community post and say this is the only stuff in Snow Day you need to see. He's in the movie surprisingly little, but like Jerry Trainer is actually legit funny in that movie, and he's like the only good thing in that whole movie. It was terrible, except for him.
But the one from 2000, bro, like, dude, Chris Elliott as the snowplow man was freaking hilarious.
And the thing is, the movie, like, first off, it's childhood because I saw it in the theater when it came out. I'm that old. So it has nostalgia value. And my mom actually liked it so much that it became a tradition that when we would be snowed in when I was a kid, we'd watch Snow Day. When she couldn't go to work, and I would. So it has a sentimental value. The other thing I was going to say was, look, say what you will, Josh Peck. He's going to be an Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan sees something in him, so there you go. And here's the other thing, too. The Red Dawn remake, I have stood by, I think, is actually a decent movie until the last minutes, which ruins everything. But he wasn't bad in that movie. The movie turned out to not be that good, but he wasn't bad in it. Yeah. I also will. Max Keeble's Big Move is also super underrated. Another childhood.
Very underrated movie. Like,
It hasn't aged great, and it's kind of cheesy, but it's fun.
It doesn't age well, but
Yeah.
but it's definitely one of those films you can definitely show to kids, like to kind of understand like what it's like to be bullied. So
It's also a really good time capsule of like what it was like in the early 2000s when they were making kids comedies. Because let's put it this way: if you,
like
Little Romeo has a prominent cameo in that movie as himself. Like,
but I'm not gonna lie, man. Like that's the type of humor I miss is like the early 2000s type of kids gross out humor. Like that's the type of humor I miss. Like
it also let's be real. It was probably the last legitimately good movie that Jamie Kennedy was in, where he was actually funny as the evil or the evil ice cream guy.
yeah, he's the evil ice cream guy in that movie, and Larry Miller is the principal.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, everyone gets so upset with he talks about Jamie Kennedy, and it seems like they completely ignore his entire filmography up to Son of the Mask. Like, I know Son of the Mask was bad, and it was, but like, come on, Malibu's Most Wanted was good. Scream was good. Like freaking the Jamie Kennedy Experiment was good. Like Max Keeble's big move. Like Jamie Kennedy was a pretty talented guy in the early goings. You know, it was too bad it kind of torpedoed him a little bit. He was a talented dude.
Yeah, but again, I was gonna say because when I was meaning by like early 2000s kids gross out humor was stuff like in Max Keeble's big move, like the food fight, and also Troy giving Max Keeble like some really gross things, like the mud, breadcrumbs, and also getting dumped into the trash can.
Yeah,
that's pretty disgusting. Like,
it also has some delightfully twisted subplots. I really love, like, for a kids movie. It was back in the like that last bastion of late '90s kids movies where kids movies had some balls to it. Like the thing with like again the evil ice cream man. He wants to kill this kid because the mom reported him to the health department. That was funny. The thing where he torments the bully by torturing him with the
the thing that literally traumatized him as a kid.
Like all that stuff. It's like you couldn't do that in a kids movie now. You would get run out of town if you tried to have any kind of like that kind of dark humor in a kids movie. You know,
it's got some balls, dude. I tell you. But let's hit. Excuse me.
Rango was kind of the last gasp of that. Kind of Rango and Paranorman are kind of the last.
They're the last ones that actually took some chances.
Where I'm like, this really is more for adults than kids. Really, if you stop and think about it.
Well, I could say Puss in Boots: The Last Wish kind of falls into that actually.
You know what? Yeah, that's one of the things I loved about Puss in Boots and about Pinocchio is like the Del Toro version, of course, the good version. I was like, you know, this feels like a throwback to like early 2000s animated, like, or even like later 2000s, like Fantastic Mr. Fox. You know, that kind of. It's an adult sensibility, an adult filmmaker, but it's a more family-friendly offering for them. That's their tone and humor. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For sure. But let's hit these comments here really quick, and I'll get to my first question.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, View Drew is in here. Love that Logan icon, by the way. What's up, buddy?
Logan's awesome.
Just dropped a sub. Well, there you go. You got another sub right there.
Thanks, buddy.
Mr. Charles Clayton. What's up, Charles?
Charles.
Uh-oh. Moving the train. What's up, buddy? Yeah, okay. What's your guys' thoughts on Jonathan Majors?
My heart's a little broken about that, if it's true.
I'm going to depress myself, so I don't want to get into it.
Oh, well, do you mind if I just quickly answer his question? I promise I won't say anything too, like, dark about it. I'll keep it simple. I'm a big fan of Jonathan Majors, and it would make me feel really bad if this was true. Because it seems like it is, and that's too bad, because between Devotion, Lovecraft Country, Creed 3, Da 5 Bloods, which no one talks about how good he was.
Quantumania,
yeah. I just feel like this is heartbreaking, but at the same time, I'm not going to think about, I was going to say, like I said, Devotion, good movie. But, like, I'm kind of with, I think it was Leo on Twitter, Leo Riddell, who said, and I agree with him, that let's not think about how this will impact Kang Dynasty. Let's think about how this will impact the victim. That is a good, if it's true.
Good analogy right there.
Yeah. Actors are replaceable. That kind of hurt isn't. So we need to think about the victim.
Yeah. Jared! What's up, brother? What is up, my brother? Fritzky.
Hey, Fritzky! Where were you at my stream, bro? What's good? Nah, I'm kidding. Hey, buddy.
What's up, brother? Home Video Junkie is in here. It says saw John Wick 4 on Friday. It's awesome. I just saw it earlier today. Oh my god. It was amazing.
I think I said it in my review, to quote the late great Android film critic co-host 3000, this was action-packed to the max, son.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god. So awesome. So,
dude, the action, dude, especially in the third act.
Currently,
dude, my jaw was dropping.
Currently, my number 7 of 2023, John Wick 4.
It's now my number 1.
Highest rated sequel so far.
I did not think that film was going to beat out Scream 6, but you know what? I had to give it to John Wick. Like he needs a number 1 spot.
Now, mind you, I should point out a good 3 of my top 10 are movies that have not actually been released to most people because I saw them at Sundance. But you never know when they're gonna go.
But you did get to see, but one that's already released and you did get to see was Infinity Pool.
Yes, and I will say this. That's my number 4 of the year so far. Infinity
I'm
Pool,
still waiting for that. I'm still waiting for it to hit Hulu so I can watch it.
I know it's on digital. Here's my thing. Neon. Look, I know you may not be watching this, but President of Neon Pictures. You released Pleasure unrated, okay, and that was a good thing. All I ask is this: when you get a physical media release of Infinity Pool, like a proper Blu-ray release, give us the NC-17 cut along with the R-rated cut, so I can see what you cut out, please. I really want to see the version that was at Sundance. Please hook a brother up.
Yes, sir.
Said my piece.
Let's see. Movies and Trains is just finishing up Plane.
It's not bad.
I actually gave him the digital code for Plane, so
it's a pretty good movie. Nothing world changing.
I'm very excited to watch it.
Yeah.
Just got back and see My Neighbor Totoro with the fam. Was the only one that had seen. Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful movie that. Oh wait, you took Goose? Awesome.
Yeah, let's see.
Did you like
I heard somewhere as well that he was abusive. Oh, that kind of makes sense, actually.
I think I heard somewhere that a director. You're talking about Jonathan Majors. I think I heard some director said that he was. It wasn't so much that he was physically abusive, but it was like he was just kind of cruel, and he would ask people to. It was an anonymous director said like he tried to fire people. He was real vindictive. He was manipulative. He was psychologically.
That better not have been on the set for Devotion, dude. Like,
what an amazing actor, though. Such a shame. I mean, he's such a good actor. It's too bad, if that's true.
What is your least favorite movie from any actor's filmography?
I can tell you one right now. A bunch of actors I love. Collateral Beauty. And I know you like it, Luke. I'm sorry. I hated that movie.
Like, I don't hate. I mean, I don't really. It's okay, but
You're
it's not like it's not good. Honestly, it's not good.
But that movie, full of actors I love. I mean, how can you go wrong with Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren,
Edward Norton?
Edward Norton, Will Smith. He's had he's had some bad movies. But Kate Winslet, you got so many good actors, and just that movie is a movie that wants you to root for horrible, despicable, awful people who are not made interesting. And that bothered me because the whole movie is about people trying to manipulate their grieving friend. And it was marketed as like a lighthearted family Christmas movie, and it really wasn't. It was kind of awful and kind of manipulative and bad. But,
One that I can name, Left Behind with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no, see, dude, I don't even consider that a movie. That's one of those ones.
It's that bad.
Someone mentioned, I think it was on my stream, you didn't put Pinocchio, A True Story on your worst of list, and I said, I was thinking about it, but it wasn't good enough. Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I got the whole world to see.
Yeah, but I mean,
I did see it though.
I'm trying to think of another good one. Oh, this is actually kind of an interesting one. The 355 with Jessica Chastain.
I remember that was the one where they're like spies, right? It had Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, the same director as freaking Dark Phoenix.
First off, I will say this: it's better than Dark Phoenix, but then again, anything is better than Dark Phoenix. However, I do remember reviewing that movie. I remember at the time saying it was a matinee. In hindsight, I cannot remember a thing about that movie. I can't even remember all the people who were in it. I know there was a lot of good actors in it. I know Chastain was in it. That's about all I remember about it. It completely evaporated my memory. So yeah, I think if I were doing it now, I think also I was trying to be fair, like, because I didn't think it was like a terrible movie. I was just kind of like, it's watchable. It's a spy. It's Jason Bourne, but with an all-female cast. In hindsight, I'd probably give it like 2.5. I wouldn't go like into the negative numbers, but 2.5. Probably wouldn't give it.
Well, 2.5 is kind of into the negative numbers, but.
Well, my criteria is 2.5 is the go-between. It means basically like a low rental. 2 to 0 is negative review. Like yeah, just don't even bother.
Yeah, but let's see. Yeah. Jared says at the moment, John Wick Chapter 4 is number 1 of the year. Same here.
Such a good movie, and like okay. Now,
like this will be my top 5 at the moment now. So, I have Cocaine Bear. This is from 5 to 1. So yeah, number 5 is Cocaine Bear.
I have it in front of me.
I don't give a damn what anyone says about Cocaine Bear. That movie was awesome.
Okay, Luke, I'll give you my rankings, but you have to promise not to hate me when we're done with it.
I'm not gonna hate you, but I kind of want to finish up first. So.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So Cocaine Bear. So yeah, number 5 is Cocaine Bear. Then Missing. Creed 3. Oddly enough, it's at number 3.
Hell yeah.
Number 2, Scream 6. And number 1 is John Wick Chapter 4.
All of them are in my...
Isn't that crazy? My top 3 are sequels.
Not even more crazy, your whole top 5 are also on my current rankings. Now, I want to remind you all, for those who know about me, I see more movies than the average bear. I have seen 43 movies now already in 2023. So of them, I have given 6 movies 4.5 stars. I've given 17 movies 5 stars. I'm not kidding. So I'm going to do a quarter.
I've only given 4 or 5 stars so far.
Okay, so
here and my top 4 were obviously the 5-star ones.
Yeah, I think Cocaine Bear you only get like a 4.5, right? Yeah.
It was close to a 5 out of 5 until it got to the ending.
So for those who are curious, if you'll indulge me for a moment, Luke, the honorable mentions for me are Megan, or Mithrigan, as I call it. Surprisingly better
Good
than
movie.
it should have. I know.
Speaking of,
you got
I picked it up.
I still need to watch the.
I want to watch this again so badly.
I want to watch it again to see what the unrated cut. I know that it's not that much difference other than they put some blood in, but like I don't care. I want to see it.
And also some cussing. So.
And it's on Peacock, so I can watch it. And then I know that you weren't as crazy about this as me, but I just had a really good time with Sick. The Kevin Williams
very average slasher. I mean, honest with you, very average.
It was a perfect example to me of a movie that gets in and gets out. It's lean, mean, and fun while it's going on, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. And it's exactly what it delivers the goods. Knock at the Cabin, which I liked a lot, actually. And
top 10 of the year so far.
I have a love-hate relationship with M. Night Shyamalan, so that's saying something that it's even like here. Because I really liked it. And then I know it's gotten a critical drubbing.
We're not choosing anyone. We're not sacrificing anyone. Not now. Not ever.
And M. Night
I just watched that again the other day, man. Freaking love that movie.
I know. And M. Night Shyamalan is going to try to sell you like a slap chop or whatever. I mean, it just that.
Yeah.
And then also on the honorable mentions, because there's only like 6 of them. I know it got a critical drubbing. I don't care. Magic Mike's Last Dance. I had a good time.
Haven't seen it, but I want to watch it though. I want to watch it.
Yeah, it was fun. And then the next one, even though it doesn't count as a movie, I saw it in the theater. It was 2 hours. I count it. Demon Slayer to the Swordsmith Village. I know it was 3 episodes strung together. And then the last one, this one is not getting in a lot of theaters, but my theater got it. I don't know how. It was a better 80 for Brady than 80 for Brady was. That was Moving On with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. I really like that one. I know it's not that's critical movie. Now, my actual best of, though, here's where we get to the fun part. So, counting up, BTS, yet to come in cinemas. There, I said it. This is from bottom to the top. I thought it was a good performance, concert movie. This is one that a lot of people didn't get to see in the U.S. because it only played for one night, but Shin Ultraman was awesome. As when it comes out on physical media, pick it up. Cocaine Bear.
The bear did cocaine.
A fucking bear did cocaine, man.
The bear did cocaine.
I know.
Dude, All Night Red Right just being so freaking whiny throughout that entire movie is just comedy gold.
But see, he was so good, and his character had such an interesting arc. It was surprising.
And then the bear taking a nap on him too.
It's a girl. How do you know? Her vagina is on my ear. Here's how good that movie was. My sister hates horror movies. She hates gory movies. She liked it. So there you go. Number 14. I know. Scream 6. I had a really good time, though. I had a really good time at it. I look forward to seeing it.
That's my number 2.
I know. Number 13 will not be seen by most of you until at least this weekend, but I got an early screening, which was very cool. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I love this freaking movie. I know that it's got...
You want to know something?
What?
The acronym Honor Among Thieves is HAT.
Oh my god, it is HAT. Damn.
I got you there, see?
I know. Next one is a movie that Goose liked my review. Thank you, Goose. I hope you watch the movie now. If you haven't. And that is a movie no one is talking about, and it's a darn shame. Chang Can Dunk on Disney+. That is a good movie. Go watch it. The next one, number 11, is an A24 movie that is not considered, that is real underrated because it didn't get a wide theatrical release. It actually got a theatrical release and then went to streaming. Sharper. This movie is so much fun. With Julianne Moore and Sebastian Stan and John Lithgow, Justice Smith, who was also in Dungeons and Dragons, was quite good in that as well. Really coming back after Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, really good. Number 10, I believe, was your number 4. Missing. Missing was awesome.
Yep.
And I never
good, man.
And I never thought I would say that because, for those who don't know, I had in my top 25 of 2018. I believe Searching was my number 10, maybe. I loved Searching.
Searching is incredible, dude.
Number 9, everyone who didn't go to Sundance will not see until July 14th. That is when it's coming out in theaters. Searchlight, it was the biggest acquisition at Sundance with $8 million by Searchlight Pictures Theater Camp. This was a really fun movie with Ben Platt and Molly Gordon. She also directed it. Really good movie.
Yep.
Number 8 is Creed 3. Number 7 is John Wick Chapter 4, or as I like to call it, Wick with Swords! Wick with Swords!
Swords!
As Lucas from Austin Putnam would say. When you do Wick on horses, Wick on horses! Number 6 is a movie that also a lot of people haven't heard of. It's on Amazon Prime. And it's gotten a kind of a mixed reviews. I don't know why. It just hit me.
I know what it is.
Don't say it. It was on the right night. It just hit me just right. Somebody I used to know, which was directed...
That was exactly what I was thinking it was.
Which was directed by Dave Franco, who apparently did a movie before this. I didn't know he directed movies. So that
it was called The Rental.
I never saw The Rental. I didn't even know what it was. So I'll have to check that one out.
Well, now you got to check it out, though, because Dave Franco directed it.
I did see, though, because Alison Brie, who, of course, Community, love her on that Mad Men, she also co-wrote this. She also co-wrote a movie that a lot of people hated. I liked it last year called Spin Me Round, which a lot of people didn't like. I liked it more than most. Same with this one. Number 5, I'm sorry, Luke. Come upstairs.
Skinamarink.
Yeah, Skinamarinka-dinka-dink. Now, hey, Luke. Luke. She didn't do what she was told, so I took her eyes and mouth.
You expect me to get scared at that? That's honestly not scary.
Bears. Skinamarink, yeah. So, like I said, number 5 is Skinamarinka-dinka-dink, Skinamarinka-doo. The thing about this movie is, okay, for those who are going to freak out, because a lot of people don't like this movie, experimental movies like this, you have to be on its jet stream or you're not going to get it. This movie scared me. And movies so rarely scare me. Like, this one got under my skin. When I go to bed the night after watching a movie like this and I see that little girl with no mouth and eyes, you're doing your job. That doesn't happen very often. So, yeah. Number 4, Luke already mentioned it, Infinity Pool. Just, oh.
There you go. Mia Goth just acting crazy, bro. Holy God.
James! Mia Goth,
I can't lie, dude. She is a freaking goddess, bro.
Mia Goth
awesome.
is a freaking goddess. Thank you. She's crazy. She's a freaking goddess. I love Mia Goth. I love Alexander Skarsgård. I love Brandon Cronenberg. Now, I will say this. I also love that the dad from one of my childhood sitcoms favorites, Life with Derek, is in this and is scary and funny as shit in this movie. Now, I wanted to mention this. There's been this talk that especially has heated up since the Oscars, which of course you were on the Oscar stream with me, Luke, about Nepo babies, and which is just bullshit because the whole thing is that any industry has had nepotism in it. It's just the way it is. People have talked a lot about Nepo babies. That conversation also was in when this premiered at Sundance. My answer to that is, look, David Cronenberg is getting old. I'm just going to say it. David Cronenberg's getting old, and we're not going to have him for much longer. We need another Cronenberg to fill his chair. Junior fits the bill. Brandon, he has that Cronenberg blood rushing through those veins, and it is black blood. I mean, it is like legitimate. He's got that weird gene down. I can't wait for his next movie. I've loved all 3 of his films, and I think this is my favorite one.
I love Possessor. I love Possessor.
I like this even more.
So I have a good feeling I'm really going to like Infinity Pool.
I want to see the uncut version, because I saw the uncut version of Possessor, and it was the best version. Now, the other 2 movies, next 2 movies, number 3 is a Sundance movie that many of you, sadly, will probably not see for a long time. It was not picked up by a distributor yet. And it is very, very... It's one of those movies that is really hard to sell to an audience. So it might take a while. It does have one lead actor in it, though, who is pretty well known. Daisy Ridley. And that movie is Sometimes I Think About Dying. That is the name of the movie.
That one.
That is such a good movie, and like it's all about anxiety and adults with anxiety, and it's about how it's hard to put yourself out there. I can relate. And here's the best thing of all: the actor in it, one of the actors who plays one of the office workers in the movie, liked and retweeted my score on Twitter. So thanks for that. That was really cool. And then the director liked my post on Instagram, Rachel Lambert. So thank you for that. Number 2 is also a Sundance movie. Now, this one has been picked up. There's no date for it, but Sony Classics picked it up. It's called A Little Prayer. This movie has 2 amazing character actors who are finally getting their day in the sun, and those are David Strathairn, who is always good, from Nomadland, and Godzilla 2014, and Good Night and Good Luck. He's finally getting like a...
He was also in Where the Crawdads Sing as Kaya's lawyer.
Yeah, Where the Crawdads Sing, which is a good movie, damn it.
Why does no one talk about it?
Which also...
God,
it's such
I don't understand this. Why does nobody talk about Where the Crawdads Sing?
It's a melodrama, but it's a good melodrama, you know? And so is this one. So it's David Strathairn and Jane Levy. And 2 actors who have been waiting to have this sort of moment in the sun. Jane Levy I've been a fan of since her days on television. She had a show that aired about 10 years ago called Suburgatory, which I absolutely loved. And she was in the Evil Dead remake. She was in Fun Size, which is like a underrated gem for me. And she was in Monster Trucks, which I don't think is that bad either. And
well, she was in Don't Breathe, right?
Yeah, and Don't Breathe, yeah. And so she is in this movie, and the movie is this. It's set in the South, and it's about the relationship between this guy and his daughter-in-law. They're as close as father and daughter, and we find out that his son and her husband is at very worst cheating on his wife. At worst, he might be abusing his wife while cheating on his wife. And the premise of the movie is her getting the strength to leave him, and the father getting the strength to realize that his son is not as good as he thought it is, and also, the bravery to know that he has to say goodbye to this woman who has become like a daughter to him. And it's this really moving little indie film. And then my number one, I got to see it at Critics Screening. Thank you, Focus Features. And they liked my review so much, they put me in a playlist of reviews for this movie, Of an Age. I love
Congrats, buddy.
This movie, a movie that 2 other critics walked out of because gay scenes happened. Fuck you guys. No, but in all actuality, yeah. They saw a guy about to go down another guy, and they walked out. I'm like, yeah, you can go to hell. How about that? Why don't you just keep walking?
Bro says all of that. I tell you. So why would you walk out on that? Like, I didn't.
Some bullshit. Anyway, the movie.
Even to clarify, dude, I own this.
I loved Bros too.
That's what I was saying. I own it.
Luke, correct me if I'm wrong. What year is it? What year is on the calendar currently? Is it 2023 or is it 1923? I lost track.
2023.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So grow up, everybody. And get over yourselves and just
what's another?
Stop hating.
Here's another. Sorry that I keep cutting you off, but here's another movie that also has a lot of gay people in it.
Yeah.
I Love You, Philip Morris.
Underrated movie. I like that movie too. And Call Me by Your Name. That's one of my favorite movies. It's. But the thing is that regardless of it, I don't understand this whole mentality of you can't be a straight man who likes an LGBTQ movie when it's really good. Like, what is this whole toxic masculinity thing that people have of like, oh, I don't want to, it's what? Come on, how stupid? Come on, guys. It's
because I know another movie that actually has a gay couple. That's Knock at the Cabin. That has a gay couple.
I know, but the thing is that the difference is that there's no eroticism in that movie. Whereas this one,
I know that's what I'm saying though. Like,
right. So it's like
because my dad just like, hey, in the Bible, it's supposed to be man and a woman, and I'm like, this is what our world is up to these days.
And the other thing about Knock at the Cabin is the fact that they're a gay couple actually has a thematic purpose in the story, too.
Thank you.
And it has something meaningful to say also about society and its treatment of LGBTQ, and that's a big factor in the plot. The other thing, though, with Of an Age, though, just on the positive side, we're going to move on from the bigots who walked out of this wonderful film. This movie was directed by a gentleman who was Australian. Now, apparently, the reason his movie got a relatively big release here before it even came out in his home country. It's an Australian film. It's just coming out now in Australia. He did a movie last year, which I really wanted to see. I never got to see it, but it was his debut. It was called You Won't Be Alone.
Heard about that one.
Yeah. So apparently that did so well that they gave him carte blanche to make a personal movie to put out here. Focus Features did. And this movie, the director describes it as gay Australian before sunrise. And it is worthy of that comparison. It is basically these 2 men who meet by chance. They have to go bail out one of the guy's sisters, who's the dance partner of the other guy. They're dance students in Melbourne. And they have to go get her. She wakes up drunk on a beach, and they have to go rescue her. And so 30 minutes of this movie is in the car as the guys are talking as they go to pick the sister up. And you're just seeing them getting to know each other. So it's set over 2 days that are separated by 11 years. It starts in 1999 and it ends in 2010. and we see these two guys, how their relationship progresses on these 2 days, and how time and circumstances begins to upend it. And I was a blubbering mess by the end of this movie. I mean, it just affected me deeply. And I said, Luke, you remember this because you were the first one to see it on my Twitter feed. Because I got to see it like a week early. And I came out of the theater with my poster in hand that they gave, the nice Focus Features gentleman gave me at my screening room. And I said, this time last year, I said, there will be a better movie than Worst Person in the World. I said, I'm going to say this time this year, there will not. If there is a better movie this year than Of an Age, it's going to be a really good year for movies. That was so unbelievably great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Set the bar already. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Terrific film. Anyway.
See, everyone loved it. Got the whole fam crying.
How could you not love My Neighbor Totoro? I mean, My Neighbor Totoro was a perfect movie.
Yeah. I'll give at least here Marino actors. Jeff Bridges in King Kong, the 1976 King Kong. Yeah.
Hey, look. People give that movie shit. The one with him. Is that the one with him and Jessica Lange? People give that movie shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Watch King Kong Lives and then tell me that movie's bad.
Oh, yeah, that one's bad.
Watch the sequel and then tell me how bad the other one is. A movie so bad that Siskel and Ebert couldn't even get a clip to show on the show because the studio didn't want anyone seeing it.
Yeah, let's see. Future says, unpopular opinion, movie 43 is my least favorite. That's not even an unpopular opinion.
It's just a gimme, though. Come on. It's just a gimme. I would say Pan when it comes to Hugh Jackman.
That's my least favorite out of Johnny Knoxville's filmography, his movie 43.
You know me. Okay, before we go any further, you're wondering why I'm giving the stink eye right now. Some people knows I'm the one guy who said that movie 43 has moments that are good. And I've gotten crap for it since day one. Because I like parts of it. I hated other parts. I will clarify one thing. One line from J.B. Smoove aside. The Anna Faris Chris Pratt skit is unwatchable.
It's so stupid.
So is the Chloe Moretz middle school date thing. It's just unwatchable. But everything else, there are parts of it. I liked the payoff of the Leprechaun skit, the very end of it. I liked the idea of the Hugh Jackman skit, even though I didn't think it was well executed. I really liked the Terrence Howard skit. I really liked the Emma Stone skit. And I loved the kids in the vending machine skit. I loved it. That actually felt like it was from a better movie. It's not a good movie, but it had parts I liked.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. But then again, I'm also the guy who didn't hate Jack and Jill as much as some people.
Yeah.
Because it had that terrific... The ending was so good. The ending was the best part of that movie.
Yeah. So, just getting some mix here. All right. I know a lot of people would also consider X-Men Origins Wolverine a contender for Hugh Jackman's worst. At least that. Thank you. Yes.
I can't help but agree with. I really didn't like Origins Wolverine at all. Eli Roth.
Yeah. Owen Wilson is running as Agent Mobius in Deadpool. Dude, sign me up, man. Loved him in Loki.
Wait, is that confirmed, Charles? Wait, from Loki, right?
Yeah, from Loki.
Oh shit! Really? Is that confirmed?
That has to be confirmed.
No way! Oh, that's awesome! Oh, dude, that's so cool! I didn't know about that.
Bring it, dude.
Bring it on! Owen Wilson, man, can I say this? I know there are some people who don't like Owen Wilson, who just think he's irritating. I love Owen Wilson.
Oh, wow.
Even in the bad movies.
I think I'm irritating.
He's so lovable, Luke. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. And look, that dude has been in more underrated movies. Wonder. Bottle Rocket. Like, freaking...
I don't give a crap what anybody says, but I really liked Marry Me.
You know what? I did too. I liked Marry Me too.
Thank you.
It was a cute movie. Wasn't anything original, but it was a good like rom-com. It was like Ticket to Paradise. I like that too for the same reason. Where it's just like you know where it's going, but the company is good. I like the people in it.
I prefer Marry Me, but Ticket to Paradise is not too bad.
But again, it's like Clooney and Roberts got that kind of chemistry down, and it also has Caitlin Dever.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons hat.
like no joke, Dungeons and Dragons
D&D hat. There you go.
Because I know you guys haven't seen it yet, a lot of you. I was in a theater. That was one of the best theater experiences I ever had because I went in. Mind you, it was a smaller auditorium. It was in the back row of our multiplex. There were only like 5 seats that weren't filled, and everyone but me was wearing D&D shirts. Like my neighbor was there, and he was wearing a Hellfire Club shirt from like Stranger Things. Everyone was wearing like D&D themed stuff, and people were cheering for 2 hours and 15 minutes straight. And by like the 30-minute mark, I was joining them. Like it was so much fun, and like
I still have to check it out.
Really funny, the corpse scene. When you guys see the graveyard scene, that is one of the funniest freaking scenes of the year. It's great.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Scream 6 is really fun. Went down in terms of my rating after a little sitting on it. Yeah, it's I honestly I can't relate, man.
I
loved it, man.
I kind of liked 5 a little better, if I was being honest, but it was close to on par. It was close to on par. It was still a 5-star movie for me.
6 blows 5 out of the water for me, dude.
Really? You think so?
I mean, I loved 5, but 6 was just that movie just gave me everything I wanted out of a Scream sequel. It just did everything right.
You know what I think it was, Luke, to be perfectly honest with you, for me, is that 5 was such a surprise. And I think that kind of gave it that little bump for me. Because it had all the odds stacked against it, and it turned out to be really good. You know, the January release, it's not what's good. Hey, Josh!
What's up, buddy? I hate the vast majority of found footage movies. Down like Skinnamarink or whatever it's called. Yeah, you probably won't.
But it's not really
Best David Cronenberg movie. It kind of feels like it. Best David Cronenberg movie is Dead Zone. I can't relate. My favorite is Videodrome.
I know we're gonna disagree. Videodrome is a good one. How about this? I'll ask you this: his whole filmography, or just his body horror movies? Because if we're talking
filmography, like your favorite out of them.
If we're talking his whole filmography, I'm gonna go with A History of Violence. But if we're talking like, it's a good ass movie. But if we're talking
so underrated,
super, and the ending of that movie is one of the most haunting freaking endings of any movie I've ever seen. Where they're at like freaking dinner table after all that went down and just kind of looking at each other like trying to keep up the facade of we're all happy, but it's like no, it's just heartbreaking. Now, if we're talking his body horror movies, though, I know you disagree with me. Crashes. It's such a good movie. I know it's hard.
Well, I haven't seen it, but Fritzy is definitely going to be coming at you now.
Videodrome was good though. I haven't seen Crimes of the Future yet, but it's on my list.
No,
I know you didn't like it.
Please don't watch it. Spare your time. There's better things you can be watching than Crimes of the Future, dude.
I'm gonna check it out at some point just because I've seen all of Cronenberg's stuff. I also, you know what else I like that a lot of people hate? Cosmopolis. There, I said it. I really like it.
I've never seen it.
Sarah Gayden, Robert Pattinson, good movie.
Most people don't know who I remember her also from Chaos Walking from a couple years ago.
Which is actually, can I say something else controversial? I didn't hate Chaos Walking that much. I thought it was fine.
I didn't either.
It was a watchable popcorn YA movie. Had a good premise.
I actually did like Chaos Walking.
It was a bit of a mess, but it was a watchable fun mess. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Nick Jones. Yeah. But everything else was fine.
Mads Mikkelsen was really good in it, though.
But it's Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, come on. He's always good.
I saw Shazam 2 today. It sucked due to bad acting and horrible screenplay.
Thank you, Cineview. You know my thoughts on this. So for those who are just joining the Bat channel, the same Bat time, the same Bat channel, Cineview, if you want to go on my channel, new subscribers, my longest video ever was a 1 hour and 30-minute rant. We went just about 40 minutes under what the runtime of the movie was about how much I loathed Shazam 2. And I love the first one. I gave the second one, I gave the first one 5 stars, I gave the second one 0. I hated the second one. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? That reminds me. You want to do worst of the year so far too while we're at it? Might as well.
Let's just do a top 5, like just to keep it short.
Well, I have a top 7. Is that okay? It's not that long.
All right. Well, I guess I can do top 7 then because I think I kind of have that part of the list in a lock
Okay.
here.
I only have 7.
Let's see. Okay, I do. So, Zhongi is number 7.
What was it?
Wait, no, actually, hold on. Okay, yeah, that's right. Never mind. 7 is The Strays. It's on Netflix.
Jungi? What is that?
It's like a little robot. It's like it's kind of it's like a foreign Terminator movie.
Oh, is that the one that's on Netflix? Like the Korean movie?
That's on Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
So
The Strays.
And it's from the same director as Train to Busan.
And it was bad? Because
it was bad.
Train to Busan is great. That's too bad.
Yeah, so 7 The Strays, 6 is Zhongi. 5 is Your Place or Mine.
My mom watched it. She said she thought it was perfectly fine. I haven't seen it.
Don't.
My aunt, she likes Reese Witherspoon movies.
Yeah.
So do I.
Number 4, Noise, another movie that's on Netflix. It's another foreign film.
Which one?
Noise.
Never heard of it, actually.
I found it on Netflix, and I'll show you the little poster of it.
Probably seen it on the feed somewhere. No, I've never even seen the poster. Oh my god, they must have buried that movie in like the algorithm.
Well, they should because it freaking sucked.
Yeah. How about this? Bury that one and make Apollo 10.5 more prominent, you bastards.
Thank you. Number 3, I'm sorry, brother, but House Party wasn't funny.
But see, you heard me wrong. I said House Party was a 2.5-star movie that got a star bump for Kid Cudi. I didn't love it either. It was a matinee, and it was only for Kid Cudi. But
well, I know you liked it. That's the reason why I said I'm sorry, brother.
I liked it okay. I had problems with it though. Big
number problems. 2.
Yeah.
Number 2, Skinamarink.
I saw that coming. Skinamarink-a-ding-a-ding. Skinamarink.
But number 1. I know you have this as your number 1 as well.
Did you actually finish it though? Because if it's what I think it is,
I'll be honest. Like, I pretty much saw the whole film in clips. I never really saw it like in its actual order, so that counts.
Did you do like the
that counts,
where they do it in the order? I guess so. Yeah, you saw enough of it for it to count.
But we'll say when we get to it.
Okay. Let me ask you this: is the clue "Oh bother"? Is that the clue? So I can know that we have the same one. Okay. So
just wait.
Okay.
Just try to go through those fast so we can actually say our number 1.
Okay, so my number 7, and again, it's 2 stars as the bottom, 0 stars, the most 0, like negative number is the top. So my number 7, which is the 2-star movie, is, I know people liked it, I've gotten some hate for it, 65. It's 65 with Adam Driver.
And on Friday, my theater got rid of it, so I don't have to subject myself to it.
I think my theater just got rid of it. It has 1 showtime left. The thing about 65 is my thing with it is
they got rid of it because they have because besides John Wick 4, they still have Shazam playing. They also have Jesus Revolution, Champions, and Scream 6 still playing.
All of which, except for Shazam, are better than 65. But 65, it's Adam Driver, dinosaurs, and laser guns, and they found a way to make it kind of boring. Even it made 90 minutes feel like 4 hours. So I don't know how that was possible, but it wasn't like the worst movie ever. It was just kind of like it has its moments, but it's like I've already forgotten it. Speaking of forgettable, number 6, which is a 1.5 star, because again it had its moments, but a lot of it was disappointment factor because it's like this could have been so cool. But I had a moment like an hour in where I was like, the best thing about this movie is the poster. Marlowe.
I'm so disappointed about that because it looks so good from the trailers.
I think I said it best. I called my mom when I got out of the screening room, and she wanted to know how the movie was, and I told her. He says, "Let me put it this way." He goes, "I'm glad this movie exists because this genre needs to keep going. I kind of hated it. I'm glad it exists, and I hated it." I think that's the best because I love noir. Casablanca is one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies from runner-up favorite movies from last year was The Outfit. I love a good noir like thriller movie. This wasn't it, guys. This was really bad. Number 5 is one of the best theater experiences I've had so far this year, and maybe ever. It's so bad it's good. I always save that spot, the 1-star spot for the so bad it's good movie. The Devil Conspiracy. How did this movie happen? Like, okay, how was this movie? This movie, if you told me this movie was in a storage freezer somewhere at the old offices of Golden Globus Canon, and just someone unearthed it and put it out in movie theaters like they did with Mad God, where they finally finished it after like 40 years, I believe you. Like, this movie, but Mad God was awesome, and this movie was trash, but it was so much fun. It was so bad, but it was like, and like, again, people in the comments did that like Simon Mayo thing, like, you're weird. I'm like, no, I'm not. Watch the movie. My friend, there's some weird, like, pedophilic imagery and undercurrents to that weird movie. The way they juxtapose scenes. My friends notice it too. They're like, that's weird. That's a weird movie. So yeah, it's number 5. Number 4, I'm sorry, Xavier, if you're watching this. I'm sorry, fans of this franchise. And Alex Edwards, I'm not watching the other movies. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me. I'm glad you liked it, brother. But Sword Art Online Progressive, the movie Shazera of Deep Night. I just hated it. It was so boring. It was just exposition dump, the movie. It was ugly. And for an anime movie, it wasn't even like, didn't even look good. It was, I think I said it best. I think I opened my review, I said, this is like Leroy Jenkins if it was 2 hours long and Leroy Jenkins never showed up. That is what this movie is. Just the nerdy people talking about strategy for 2 hours. Terrible. Number 3, I saw at Sundance. It is coming to Netflix later this year. Be sure to avoid it when it gets there. Run, Rabbit, Run. God damn it. This movie, okay. You know what this movie is? First off, Sarah Snook is a phenomenal actress. Watch Succession. It is proof that she's a phenomenal actress. This movie, and they got the dude who played Charles Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Mindhunter in it as like her ex-husband, and he's always good. But this movie, it's like someone with no talent, like half-watched Relic and the Babadook, and then said, I can make one too, and didn't try. It's an Australian mom, like, movie about a psychotic mom again. But the difference is that this movie, it's so blatantly a Babadook knockoff, and it's also so blatantly just like the ending of it without spoiling it. It's like they forgot to write an ending, and they just said, we're just going to stop. There's no real scares to it. You don't really care about the people. You don't like the daughter very much. You don't like the mom very much. And Sarah Snook, despite her best efforts, it's not even photographed that well. It's telling. So for those who are looking at this, this was the teaser image from the Sundance website that got me to watch the movie. It's like a little girl with a cardboard, like, child-looking mask of a rabbit. Again,
wow.
It's the Australian skyline. I'm like, that's a pretty shot. Maybe I'll see this. That is the prettiest shot in the movie. The rest of it looks dank and dark and awful. Like, everything else in this movie looks like it was underlit. I couldn't believe Sundance put this out. It was so shoddy. Yeah. Yep. So that's number 3. Number 2, I'm not going to go into detail again. You have 90 minutes. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really hated it. I'm sorry. Number 2 for me. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I feel like this is like a reverse Blonde, where I'm in the boat alone, but I hated it, and everyone else liked it. I'm bummed. And then, okay, you ready for number 1? Drum roll, please.
Right.
Although hold on, Luke. Drum roll, please. As Roger Ebert once said about Ishtar, drum roll, please, but imaginary drums, because this movie isn't good enough for real drums. Winnie the Pooh, blood and bullshit.
Honey.
Blood and bullshit. Shit in my blood in my shit. Blood in my poo. This movie, the worst movie I've ever seen. I think it is. Wow. And here's the thing. I had to think on it for a second.
Look, I'll be honest about this. Like,
terrible.
I mean, look, it's awful. But I would not go as far as saying it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Because, like, I mean, Jeepers Creepers Reborn exists. Jesus.
I still have not seen. I listened to your advice. I skipped it.
Good.
I missed it in theaters.
Good.
When I saw your review, I was happy with that decision. Now,
Good, because dude, that probably would have been the worst thing you've ever seen if you watched
probably
if you watched it, like, because then when you had a big tie between Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey and Jeepers Creepers Reborn, like this, they'd be like this.
Okay, but since I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers Reborn, for me then, the only reason I saw this movie in the theaters and didn't wait till it's inevitably was dumped onto Tubi, because my friend agreed to buy the ticket. That is the only reason I saw this in a movie theater. And you know what? The only good thing about this whole movie was the audience. Like, when we went, it was a packed screening room, which broke my heart.
Okay. Like, I actually want to say this. The only reason why I did not give that film a 0% was because of that animated opening. It's kind of set the tone pretty well.
That was
I'll give it that. But the rest of the film just falls apart.
There's only one good line in the whole movie, and it's in that animated opening, and it's Eeyore is no more. That is the one line where I'm like, okay, that's kind of cute. The rest of the movie, I kind of smiled at that. But the rest of the movie, let me put it this way. Mark Kermode said it best. Listen to his review. It's hilarious, where he says, this is all of Christopher Robin's acting this whole movie. Pooh! Pooh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, please? Why are you doing this? It's like, that's all of his lines.
I will never live.
Why are you doing this?
Like, that's what it sounds like, bro.
Bring up laughter every time. It's terrible. And I want to clarify something right now. I am totally okay with the concept of a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. That is not why I hate this. If it was done well, I was excited for the idea of this movie. Like, on paper, I liked the premise. It's like a twisted fairy tale.
But,
right?
dude, the freaking masks.
No,
they brought us to Spirit Halloween.
I'm saying when this was announced, before we saw any images for any, like, trailers or anything, I was on board with this. The thing is like, okay, it's not even fun. Like, it doesn't even lean into the camp of it, like Sharknado or something. It's just bad. It's just like,
or does it lean into like
it's deadly serious for no reason. It's trying to act like it's scary.
It's not. Like, for me, it's not like Howard the Duck, where it's like you can actually sit back, watch it, and laugh because of how bad it is.
Kind of, at least also though, Howard the Duck. Say what you will about Howard the Duck, it still looks like a movie. That's the thing.
It is a movie.
There's some money put into it. The problem with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is, and it has entertainment value. The problem with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is, this clearly was shot on the cheap, probably in a few days at this guy's house. There was no...
It was filmed in 10 days.
With, like, whatever local retired porn stars he found on Craigslist. Like, there's no... And that's the other thing, is that I don't mean to sound misogynistic, but all the women in this movie who are, like, the main characters, so it's basically all the main... They might as well just be called tits number 1, tits number 2, tits number 3. So that's all they're there for. It's like they don't have a character... And then the other thing is that when they try to give them character, it's one, exploitative, and secondly, dropped completely. Like, they have this, the main girl, who we can't even call the final girl, is given a backstory.
No Sienna.
Yeah, right there. Now, see, Terrifier 2, that's how you do a low-budget horror movie and make it awesome. Now, but here's the thing. Yeah, Sienna would kick this other girl's ass. Sienna's awesome.
And dude, she would kick the living shit out of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. She would just kick the crap out of them.
Dude, and like, yeah, but she also was a much better actor. And look, in Terrifier 2, some of the acting was kind of wishy-washy. Not Lauren Lavera. She was really good. I mean, but again, that movie, it worked. I mean, it worked for the tone of... And the other thing, too, is that Terrifier 2 at least had a sense of humor. At least it leaned into their... And
also, one thing... Yeah. The kills were creative.
Yeah, the kills were creative. The set design was really good for like $100,000 movie or $500,000 movie.
Yeah, like, but when you look at Blood and Honey, like it felt like they were just filming in front of a green screen.
It was ugly. It didn't even look good. It was underlit to
an extreme. And the kills in that film are just pretty much everything we've seen in slasher films.
And the gore effects looked like they were done on Microsoft Paint.
Well, like, because they just like cut away from the practical gore effects and like And like when they actually showed the gore effects, it's CG blood.
It looks like CG blood that you'd see in like a porno. Like it doesn't even look good. It looks like you could make it on like your MacBook or something. And then the other thing is, my friend pointed this out, and this is a good point. He says that, okay, minor spoiler, who cares? Winnie the Pooh blood, and we're trying to dissuade you from
Like
seeing.
that's not even a movie that even qualifies to use the word spoiler.
Nothing even happens, other than what you've seen in 1,000 other slasher movies. So, and the other thing, like Winnie the Pooh, it being Winnie the Pooh has no bearing on the plot after the first 15 minutes. That's another thing. Secondly, really, I mean, it's mostly just, half-naked women getting chopped up by a hillbilly in a Winnie the Pooh mask. That's it.
They're hillbillies. That's what they are.
It's a bad Texas Chainsaw knockoff. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I was going to show, but in case if anybody's never even seen these masks, look at this.
Oh God, it's so
look
bad.
At how bad this is, and also,
he karate chops people to death. People.
And dude,
he karate chops people.
Dude, when did Piglet have tusks? When did he have tusks?
I know. Speaking of Piglet, that dummy in the pool, that complete idiot in the pool, who's like, I should just stay here and wait to get sledgehammered in the face by Piglet. Like
look at this. Ready? Like watch. Like,
duh.
And they're ready?
Yeah.
Ready? So pretend like I use this drumstick as the sledgehammer. I smack you across the face with it. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happens. Like Piglet could not have just beat the crap out of her with it.
In the movie, you do see some gore when that happens. But the thing is like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not a prude. I like an exploitation movie. Grindhouse is one of my favorite movies. Infinity Pool is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. X was one of my favorite movies of last year. I love a good splatter movie. I have no issue with anything. I'm not easily offended. I wasn't offended by Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It was too inept to be offended by. It didn't feel like a movie. It was badly lit. It didn't have a lighting crew, honestly. It looked so dark and so dank. And then the other thing is, this is another point I need to point out. My buddy Ryan, when we did our first reactions out of the theater for it. Okay. So,
I'm just going through these comments here really quick, so
yeah.
Don't get how anyone that worked up in any way those Shazam movies. I don't. Whatever.
Because the first one is legitimately good.
Yeah, Tracy, what's up, my friend?
Hi, Tracy.
You enjoy the first Shazam? I'm shocked you would hate. And she's one of the few people that I know that really, really enjoys Shazam Fury of the Gods. And
here's the thing.
I don't blame her, man. Like, it's good. I like it.
I know. I'm in a small boat. Here's the thing, Tracy. I hated Shazam 2. With all due respect to you, and I love the first one. And I think it's just, I felt like they
hold on. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Why is the remake of Vertigo happening?
That's a good point, but RDJ will be good in it if it does happen.
That doesn't need to happen. It should not be touched.
One of the greatest movies ever made. But
that's actually my favorite Hitchcock movie. Sue me.
I would say Psycho and The Trouble with Harry and that all together kind of were the top for me, but yeah. I disagree, actually. I kind of like Ant-Man Quantum.
I really like Ant-Man, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's like worse.
It's not a great movie.
But I do enjoy Ant-Man.
I think it's better.
Oh boy.
What up, Jacob?
Jacob Hubbard, what's up, buddy? No, I don't.
Oh, throwing the gauntlet down, Jacob.
Oh, bother. Like,
hey, Jacob. I saw the whole thing in a movie theater. Check it. Now, I want to say, but real quick.
And he had the Scream 2 crowd with it.
I know. Here's the thing. I did. Okay. I wanted to point this out. So, here's the thing. I had the same crowd you did, Jacob. I saw your review. Perfect. Okay, first off, I want to mention this. So my buddy Ryan went with me. After the movie, we did our first reactions on TikTok. He mentioned this, and I noticed it too, and I said, thank you, I'd forgotten about this. When that one girl, the girl whose girlfriend, I guess, that's the other thing, they had LGBTQ representation, but it didn't really matter.
That's not how you represent LGBTQ.
Well, right, and then the other thing is, like, the main girl, that was just exploitative the way that she was almost raped, and therefore they make it a subplot, but it doesn't matter because, spoiler alert, she gets, horribly, brutally mutilated and killed by Pooh at the end regardless. So her whole character is pointless, and her whole arc is pointless because it doesn't go anywhere or do anything. But
there is no characters in that movie.
No. Again, I feel bad for saying this because I'm a feminist, but, tits number one, tits number two. It's what it is. They weren't written with any character. Now, but what I was going to mention was the one girl whose girlfriend dies. She's the one that gets stabbed through the mouth and is like pinned to the wall by the machete. He said when it goes in and they do the kind of death sound going through her mouth, she's still screaming. After her brain's it severs her brain, it makes it and then you're right, she's still screaming when she's dead. How do you mess that up?
Because people are idiots.
Oh my god! And you know how much tickets were going for at my theater for that movie? $18.
How much?
$18, and you couldn't use your A-list points. Fuck you, movie. Thank God my friend worked there and hooked me up, or else I would never have gone.
That movie does not deserve any money.
This is my reaction. So my other friend, who I am not on speaking terms with currently at the moment, although I'm not really. He came in there. The reason we gave him the nickname Chuckle Fucks McGee, and Austin, if you're watching this, that is your nickname now, is because of this. This is this shit-eater's face when he came in. Look, door of the auditorium opens. I'm standing on the side with the newfound friends we made, the brothers in arms we formed bonds with because of just how shitty the movie is. He leans in and goes, Chuckle Fucks McGee, did you like it? And I'm did you like it? It was awesome. And I just said, and he's like, wow, go fuck yourself, Austin. I was just like this. He goes, wow, I'm just don't talk to me for a while. I'm not happy with you. I was mad. But the best part of the whole experience, though, the thing that made it so good, the audience I saw it with, and when the movie ended, roll credits, Pooh's face with the credits rolling up. This guy stood up in the theater and yelled, you raped my childhood! And people cheered. And I turned to my buddy Ryan. And I said, should I do it? I don't think anyone would care. He goes, dude, if you don't do it, I will. I'm like, awesome. Stood up on my tippy toes and yelled, fuck this movie! The guy below me, people started clapping. The guy below me who yelled for goes, yeah, what that guy said, fuck this movie! And I just yelled, oh, bother! Oh, fucking bother! People, I got a standing ovation. People stood up and started cheering me on.
Watch me do that with a crappy movie, bro. Holy crap.
That was the only thing that made that a memorable experience. Well, other than how awful the movie was, but the audience.
But I got it. I think I'll just ask him a couple of questions here. I mean, I had quite a bit of questions, but it's just I'll just ask a couple. It's fine.
Off course here a little bit.
But
yeah.
What was what was your worst theater experience you ever had in your life?
Honestly, that's tough. That's actually pretty tough.
Well, if you can't really think of the worst one you have, give me one example at least.
Okay, because I guess maybe I have a worse one. What was the name of that one movie? This is important to the story. What was the name of that one movie? Wasn't very good, but it had Jim Parsons in it. It was an animated movie it was Rihanna was in it.
Home.
Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. Wasn't even that good. So I mean, I know it has an audience, but I think maybe the experience didn't help. I haven't seen it since, but I was going to see that movie. I don't know why I was seeing that movie. I think I was just seeing it because, you know what it was? I saw another movie. Yeah, I was seeing another movie, and I couldn't get a ride home until 9, and I was like, well, it's showing that I haven't seen. He goes, have you seen Home yet? And I said, no, I haven't. I guess go see that. Sat in the top row like I do, just whatever. It's a movie to watch. The trailers had barely started. There is a happy ending to the story, though, I have to say. So the trailers barely started, It was me and this army of like 12-year-olds. I was like, what, 21, something like that. So yeah, it was like, mind you, it was a little weird that a 21-year-old was seeing it with the only other audience being a bunch of 12-year-old kids. At least when I was in there. I was sitting there. It was like welcome to First Look was going right before the trailers started. I'm sitting playing on my phone, and I heard a tap, and a hee 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 hee. Okay, whatever. I'm back on my phone. Then I heard a tap. Then I looked, and in my peripheral vision, there was a silver object that almost hit me in the face. I heard I ducked, hang against the wall, looked over at them. They were going hee 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 hee. Looked down. It was like a $50 coin. And I said, "Oh, you little shits." They were throwing coins at my head and laughing, and they almost got me. And there was like 4 of them. They were hitting the back wall, and they were trying to hit me because they kept looking back and were like laughing. And I said, "Oh, fuck this shit." And I just walked out. I was like, "Not for this movie. No, sir." Walked out, and I said, "Look, I don't care. I'm just going to sit here and wait for my ride. I need to get a refund." I think I did eventually come back and see the movie because I'm like, whatever. But because I got through the trailers and I was like, yeah. So I just said, whatever. I think maybe I got to the beginning of the movie and I was like, I'll come back and see the rest of it. But I went and I told my friend who was the manager at the time, and I said, yeah, it was the weirdest thing. These kids are throwing quarters at my head and just laughing and being awful. And what happened too is that I left thinking it would stop them, and I just came back and they were looking at me like, "Oh my god, that's the dude that snitched on us." I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not spending 2 hours with these kids. So I left and I just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a refund." It's just and the Emily, and if you're watching this, Emily, you're awesome, always and forever for this. She said, "They're throwing coins at you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need to just get a referral and just come back. I can't spend 2 hours in a theater with people who are throwing shit at me." And understandable, like hard objects like that. And then she was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And so I went to use the bathroom. Told my ride, like, "Yeah, someone was trying to throw coins at me. I need to go home." They said, "Well, we'll be there in about a half hour." I'm like, cool. Went to the bathroom, got out. Emily wasn't there. Another worker was there, and I said, "Hey, look, I feel really bad for leaving." I'm like, "Did Emily go home?" And she said, "No, dude, you're never going to believe this." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "She's in your theater. She's sitting in your seat, just staring at those kids with like the evil eye. They have not made a peep since he left." And I said, "Oh shit." And I went into the theater and I saw Emily there. And the only time she broke the stare was to wave and smile at me and went like that. And I was like, and I left. I didn't go back, but I was like, that is the most baller shit I've ever seen someone do for me. That was so cool. But yeah, those kids. And apparently she said, yeah, we, because they did the video recording, they got because they have cameras in there. They got the video and they said, yo, yeah, those kids were throwing coins. He wasn't bullshitting. He's like, because it's such a weird thing. You don't hear that every day.
That people were just throwing coins in a movie theater.
Well, throwing coins at people, like okay, talking, sure, maybe. Just being rowdy, maybe causing trouble, really. But not throwing objects at other customers. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of an unusual thing. It sounds far-fetched. Mm-hmm. I will say, though, my experience of the Fabelmans came kind of close. Although it had nothing to do with... It wasn't that irritating. It was just more surreal than anything.
What about your... I remember your experience. You told me about your experience with Eternals, right?
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah, the Eternals. Okay. That one, can I tell them that one? Because that one's almost as bad as the one.
Because I remember you telling me about that experience on one of your Q&As. So, yeah, tell everybody in the chat about that experience, man. Okay. Because, I'm sure they would love to hear it.
That was some bullshit, was what that was. That was, as Double Toaster would say, that was some bullshit. So, this was, first off, I want to point out, I actually liked Eternals. And you could argue that not a bad movie at all. I think people gave it a hard time.
It's actually one of my top 10 of the MCU. I love this movie.
I wouldn't say it was in my top 10,
Sorry,
but I did
sorry.
enjoy it. I admired its ambition. I liked it. It was a different type of MCU movie. I liked it. I liked the filmmaking in it. I liked the characters in it. It's too bad they're probably not going to make a sequel because it was good. But anyway, I'm really glad this had a happy ending too, because that movie is very long. For those who don't know, Eternals is like 3 hours. So if you had trailers
the movie's 2.5 hours, but with the previews, yeah, it's 3 hours.
Yeah, especially if you're at my theater where they show like 11 trailers before you can, and Nicole Kidman telling you how great the movies are before you can even watch the movie. By the way, for those who wanted to know, when Shazam! Fury of the Gods ended, they accidentally showed that again, and I yelled out loud, "You lying harpy, you told me heartbreak would feel good in a place like this, and you lied to me." I said it out loud. You can ask my buddy Ben. Anyway, but regardless, Eternals. So Eternals, it was packed. It was the opening night. It's a Marvel movie. We live in a tourist town with families. We get a big audience when a Marvel movie comes out. That's just the way it is. So right. I was seeing the movie, and in my seat, it was in IMAX, and let's also point this out. For those who haven't been into an IMAX theater, this is important to the story. They loud. IMAX movies are loud, so the fact that we could hear this guy is actually kind of an achievement, because IMAX movies, it's hard to hear unless someone is outwardly yelling louder than the speakers are going. You know what I mean? It's loud. It's like It's like someone being annoying in a Dolby. Like, it's not. It's so the sound is so surrounding that you can't really break through it unless you're really trying to be annoying, right? So, sitting in my row, sitting there waiting for the movie to start. Trailer started. And suddenly, the aroma in the air just smelled like piss. Like, just all of a sudden, I'm sorry, but it's just the way.
I'm sorry that I laughed. I'm so sorry. Like,
no, it's okay. This is a funny story, as weird as it is.
The end of the story, though, when you told me that was hilarious.
Part of this story, because that kid was awesome. I'll get there. You're right. You mean the little boy behind me? He was awesome. Okay, yeah, he had a good time. He's a cute kid. Anyway, kids are the best part of some movie experiences with little kids because they're just so funny.
but just finish the rest of the story before we get to it.
Yeah, they have no filter. It's great. So the trailers were starting. This guy who, because it was, I'm telling you people, it was like someone flipped a switch. Because it literally was like around me directly. It just smelled like piss. It smelled like booze and piss. It smelled like you were walking into your uncle's den after a particular night of party. I mean, it just smelled terrible. All of a sudden, like, because they have an air filtration system. It smells nice in that theater. It smelled really bad. All of a sudden, the guy was sitting in my row, and I could smell it. First off, so odor was bad. Second off, so the trailers went, guy had a foot on me, looked like a mean guy, moved his whole body. So, like, not simply turning your head to, like, I don't know, reach down and get popcorn. I mean, he was intentionally trying to get me.
He was just like...
He went like this.
Like, yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying.
But, like, with, like, a mean mug on, like, say something. Say something. I dare you. I want to punch somebody tonight. Like, look at me. It was like this. And every once in a while, we'll go kind of like... And it kind of looked like? It looked like that scene. I didn't know if he wanted to hit me or was hitting on me. Like, you know that scene in Jay and Silent Bob? You know that scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? The like, dude, I think I filled the cup. That part where he's doing when he sees the hot girls outside, and he's like, oh yeah, like doing that kind of like mouth, like, yeah, like that. That's what he was kind of doing. But he was doing it like this, So he was looking at me. It was the Clifford the Big Red Dog trailer was coming on. And it was the part where they have the little baby Clifford, and I think I went like, aw. Like, it's just like, I remember, like, aw, cute puppy. And then he went, like,
wait,
I could feel the row shifting, like, you know, getting more intense about it, like, where he was almost inches away from me. I'm like, and I finally turned, and I was like, kind of like, yeah, can I help you? Because I couldn't. It was gonna be a 3-hour movie. I finally decided to break the tension. Like, I kind of looked at him, like, yeah, what's up? Like that. And then he just kind of went like this. He just kind of went like this. For like a solid 10 seconds, he was like, and just kind of turned around. I turned around. The second I turned back around, I was just like, kind of rolled my eyes, like, whatever, dude. Turned around and just went. Second I turned around, I could hear this. And then I think his girlfriend finally was like, just leave him alone. What are you doing? Like, just kind of like tapped on his shoulder. Then he started talking out loud. This dude was drunk, like very clearly drunk, probably a little bit high. Like it was like a weird combination of smells too. It was like a weird combination of like, it smelled like a college dorm room after like, you know what it smelled like? It smelled like probably how LeBron's house smelled after house party. I mean, it really smelled bad in that theater. And it was a packed theater, and he started yelling. And then finally, the nice lady behind me, who before the movie started, we kind of bonded. She brought her son with her, who was the awesome kid at the end. Who the first thing he said at the end of the movie was, "Blade, awesome." I was like, oh, cute kid. Right? So, what happened was, she finally was like, I had enough. Like, sweetie, I'll be right back. Goes, and he's doing that. Oh, okay. And he started like audibly talking now, and his girlfriend's like, "Dude, shut up! Like, come on, you're stop being a bonehead. Watch the movie, right?" So leaves, comes back, light shines, says, "You're gonna have to leave," because like they could see it, and like people were coming in. It's like one of the only times they actually got someone to leave. And he said, and I quote, "I'm sorry, Mom, for saying this if you're watching this. And I'm sorry to all women." He said,
just keep that. No, don't just.
I'll censor it. He said something like, "Well, looks like you got what you wanted. See you next Tuesday. C word." And then he left, and I just looked at him like, dude.
She said that next to her kid.
To her kid, out loud, to this girl, and I just kind of looked at him like, as he was walking away. Because he wasn't going to do anything, that he was being escorted out, and I just said, I kind of muttered at him like, dude, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, who the fuck are you, dude? So he laughed. And people, and this is the best part of the whole thing. Almost. So, some people behind me went, yay! I mean, that was the first thing, and I was like, so he leaves.
You said that the piss and shit like that was just gone.
Okay, no, that's what I was gonna say was, so you know how I mentioned that the scent was like a light switch going on and off? This is what happened. We could hear the door swinging loudly. He was kicking and screaming, right? Whooing. The second we could hear the door, like the revolving theater auditorium door, hit Febreze. Just the whole theater smelled like daisies for the next hour and a half of the movie. This was like an hour into the movie. It was surreal. It was like, I've never seen a smell exit a room that fast into like being what it was before. I'm like, I can breathe again. The movie ends, credits roll. This is the perfect ending of this story. Credits roll, movie ends, rolls up. Post credit happens. Kid is like, "Ooh, mommy, it's Blade." Like that kid. So movie ends. Everyone's grabbing their belongings, their popcorn to throw away, whatever. Trying to help the theater out because they all witnessed this horribleness, including me. I always, that's another thing. Pro tip for going to a theater: those people work really, really hard. Pick up your shit before you leave the theater. That's just common courtesy. Throw it away. Just help people out. But anyway, people were doing that, and I couldn't help it. Because I was in the same row with the guy. I bared witness to his awfulness. I also didn't want to be associated with him because we were so close together. I was like, I hope they don't think I'm in his group or something. And I said, and I quote, and I said to them, and the whole theater was still full because it was right after Eternals Will Return or whatever. And it was like right as the thing was coming up. And I said, did you guys, like, this is probably a stupid question. Did you guys hate that one guy in my row as much as I did? And everyone was like, oh, that dude was like, people were like going like, oh, he was terrible. And then the little boy kind of turned around and like, yeah, buddy, what's up? And he goes, I went to the bathroom earlier. He was crying. And then I said, oh, really? And he goes, yeah. And he was mean though. I'm like, sure was, buddy. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, yeah, buddy, I agree. And then we all just laughed. It was like what a weird situation. Like, first off, okay, I have to implore this, and I ask this every time I do This Week in Annoying Moviegoers, and I did that time on my review. You guys do know how expensive movies are. I think we all know, even if you use A-list sometimes, movies are expensive. Like, even to do the A-list, you have to spend $25 a month for the A-list, too. So either way, you're spending money on these movies. Why can't you, if you're going to be annoying and you're going to talk, why can't you just stay home and watch something you already own for free? Or watch it on TV? It's such a waste of money and time, not only ticket money, but gas money to get you there. No, but it's true. It's such a
I know,
waste
but the real ending to the story that you told me, made me laugh so freaking hard. Like
what was it?
He was acting like my sister. She's 2.
No, that's right. That's what he said. He's like, he's acting like my sister. She's 2. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. That was awesome. And people laughed. Everybody was laughing, and I said, kid. I said, agreed, buddy, agreed. We all picked up our stuff and we left.
Like, bro, every time I gone back to replay that, like, bro, I cried laughing. It was so funny.
Oh my
Just
God,
the thought of that. He's just like, he was acting like my sister. She's 2.
This kid also, I should point out, is like 8 years old. And like, kid, you're gonna go far. Like, oh my God, like, you're gonna go. You're smart. You're a smart. You're a smart kid. Kids are amazing. Like, just look at those videos you see of like that. Remember that little kid at the fair who's dressed as a zombie, and he's just like, "Hey, would you like to say something about the fair?" He goes, "I like turtles." Kids have no filter. It's so funny. Like, have you guys seen? Have you guys seen that video? It was like a news blooper where like the weatherman goes up to that. It's like a local weather forecast, and the guy goes into this one kid, and it's like, "So, kind of chilly outside, huh, buddy? What's it like living here in the cold weather?" He goes, "Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?" He goes, and the guy's like at a loss for words. He's just like, Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Like
kids. Yeah.
Kids
don't care.
But I'm trying to remember another funny thing that you experienced. That you experienced in theaters.
I could tell the.
No, I was thinking of it's a movie from this year that made me laugh pretty hard. That you told me about your experience with.
I think it was the Fablemans story.
No, I was saying this year.
Oh, was it the thing that happened to me at Women Talking?
No, I was saying it was funny, like not like bad.
The experience was funny, not bad.
Like the experience, like there was somebody in the theater that made it funny. Plane. Yeah. It was a plane.
Oh no! See, that was a little thing. That was before the movie started. No, yeah, you're right. Okay, this is just a quick one. So yeah, when I went to see Plane,
I had to remember that for a second because in case if anybody's new to the channel, I want you guys to hear this.
Yeah, this has become a bit of a running joke on our respective channels. So when I went to see Plane, it was one of the best comments someone made. Plane, by the way, in case for those who haven't seen it, is a pretty good movie. So this is not like a negative experience or whatever. And also, yeah, and this was before the movie started. This is like before even the previews. But our theater, they do Fathom events, so they do the trailers. But first, they do what's coming to Fathom events, and that was the week before, or like a couple of weeks before, Blood and Honey was coming out.
It was like exactly a month before it was even released.
Actually, it was like about a month because that came out in February and then January. Yeah.
Yeah, because this was released on Friday the 13th in January. And
they had like a 20-second promo for Blood and Honey that just showed Pooh coming out of the shadows, killing people. It's Winnie the Pooh. And I should point out that when I met this older couple, they recognized me because I guess they knew me from coming to this theater. And they were like, "Hey, you're the reviewer guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "Are you looking forward to the movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, I hope it's fun." And or whatever. typical stuff. I heard this out loud. They were directly in front of me. I was in a
just one row in front of you.
They were in like the row where it's like all like next to like the handicap section. And I was like the row above that. And I heard them say the trailer faded out, and this is what I hear coming from the darkness. The guy's wife says, "God damn it, Earl, is nothing sacred?" I was like,
and I'm not gonna lie, when you said that,
agreed.
When you said that in that Q&A screen, that made my night.
That's so perfect.
And then
wait till you see the movie, miss. It'll be even worse.
And then another quote that made my night when we did that one of those Q&As was from the Fablemans. No, it was from the Fablemans. Where it's like, the rise on the top is interesting. The rise on the bottom is interesting. The rise in the middle is boring as shit. Long pause. Finish. Get the fuck out of my office.
Fablemans, what a freaking good movie that was.
You can go ahead and tell me your experience with the Fablemans.
Did I tell you this already? Okay, maybe I didn't.
You didn't tell me yet. So I kept thinking of other stories.
So for those who watched my best and worst of stream, know this story. When I said it, my friend Sarah almost did spit take because it surprised her. Because of the way I phrased it, I said, "This movie was good," and apparently the couple sitting next to me thought it was really good because they started. Well, we'll get there. And she went, "What?" Okay, so, and then here's my buddy Ben in the comments going, "Can confirm, I was there." So this is the true story. I have witnesses to it. Thanksgiving night last year, I got done with my Thanksgiving dinner early, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I got nothing else to do. Thanksgiving is over for me. I'm gonna go see the Fablemans." So I went to go see the Fablemans so I can get the review out. I was gonna go that Friday. I went Thanksgiving night instead. So to get the review out a day early didn't matter because by the time I got out, got out and got everything done, it was like 1 a.m. anyway because I went to like an 8 o'clock show and it's a 2.5-hour movie. But anyway, I saw the movie. 20 minutes in, it was around the time. I think it was like around the time. It was like in the space between when he's a little boy and when he's like a young man. Like it's like that period in the movie after he gets the train set for Christmas and like I'm assuming it was like 15 minutes in, whatever. For the next 20 minutes of the movie, it didn't last very long. I sat in the top row, which I usually do. It was just me up there. I think I was wearing dark clothes. They couldn't see me. It was kind of camouflage. I have the beard, of course. So I look... There's not a lot of white to illuminate. It's a lot of dark.
True.
No, the reason I grew my beard is because I want to look like John Wick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm back. So,
yeah.
I sat in the top row, 20 minutes in, and this is absolutely true. These two young women, maybe my age, a little younger, came to my row, two seats next to me. I was like, well, they were here awfully late. Okay. They were on a date, which is fine. That's not the point. That's fine. Good for them. So sitting there, and for those who don't know what the top row is like, it reminds me of that line from How I Met Your Mother when Ted Mosby tells Marshall Erickson that he was a part of Marshall and Lily's first time too because they were roommates. And he goes, "We thought you were asleep." And he goes, "It's physics, Marshall. If the bottom bunk moves, the top bunk moves too." Funny. So for those who don't know, if you're in the top row, no one kicks your seat, but it feels like you're being kicked still because when there's movement, you can feel the shift underneath you in the seat.
Like it's a vibration.
The vibrations, right. So I heard a large vibration, like larger than it should. And then I was like, whatever, nothing of it. And then I heard this. I guess I have a mattress here, so like, this is what I heard. Then I heard, ouch! And I was like, going on? I leaned over. The one woman was on the other woman's lap, and I was just like, okay, man. And they had a blanket over them. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I was like, I kind of looked at them, and the girl kind of looked at me. It sounded, okay, let me put it this way. I'm going to say this in a way that is as G-rated as possible. It sounds like movement was going on against fabric, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sounded like, sounded like, yeah. I think you know where I'm going with this. So
yeah.
I was like, I turned around. She kind of looked over at me, and I just kind of smiled, like, what is going on? Turned around, tried to watch me. Then I heard this. Ow! And I just kind of looked over, and then they stood up. They stood up, and I just kind of turned around, and then they stayed standing up, and the girl was looking right at me, and I just kind of looked over, like, yeah, I see you, and they just bolted out of the theater, never came back into the theater. I was like, okay, I left the theater, and the movie ended when the movie ended, so it was like 2 hours later. I walked out after the credits, like I do. I ran into my buddy Ben, who was working that night, and I overheard him talking, and then I said, that was a weird situation. I'm like, what was, and I said, what weird situation, like whatever he goes, I'm like, what happened? And he went, oh, well, we caught these two girls in the ladies' bathroom. Caught two ladies in the ladies' bathroom. Performing a act that you wouldn't want to do in front of your mother. And that's how he phrased it. Doing the no pants dance. No, that's how he phrased it. And we had to call the authorities. We had to kick them out. And I said, what did these girls look like? And they said, like, oh, one of them was blonde, kind of tall. The other one was short, also blonde. And I said, I think they were at my screening of the film. I think they were in my row. And I think that their foreplay was in my theater. And they were finishing the job they started in my theater. And he goes, really? And I said, was one of them wearing ripped jeans? And he goes, yeah, they were. He goes, they were in my theater. And I said, and I told him what happened. And he goes, dude, those were the girls. I'm like,
oh my God.
What a weird, and the thing that was weird about it too is that I don't think they saw me. Because again, I was wearing dark clothes, but there were children in the theater. There were families in that theater. So it was really weird. It's like, okay, you go to the top row, sure. We're not in the IMAX. Like, we're in one of the smaller auditoriums. You don't think people are, I get, there are children here. That's really weird. Why are you doing that?
It's so weird, dude.
And don't do it in a movie. Like, why would you do, like, you want to have a...
Oh, crap, guys. Just got kicked out. I don't know what happened, but I'll hit these comments here really quick. Jacob says, nope. Sorry, buddy. I'll have to take a pass. Charles was not bad at all. I really do not know what happened. Grant just left. Maybe something just happened for a minute. Never had that happen before on the show, but well, then again, this is the fourth episode, so I mean, haven't really had much like that happen. So, so I'm just gonna hit some more comments. So different from the other Marvel movies. Should tangle their photography. Disagree. I adore Eternals. Haven't seen it yet, but Chloe Zhao is yeah, a little too early, I would say. A little bit too early. But it doesn't really hide the fact that I adore the movie. So, like, oh my God, where's that? Yeah, I love this movie, you guys. So yeah, I'm still waiting on Grant if he's gonna come back. I He just got kicked out. I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. What happened?
My battery on my device gave out at that moment. It was
Yeah,
in like red. I didn't even notice. But yeah, so it just what a weird. Just to finish up, what a weird.
yeah.
It's not even the first time this has happened to me either. I should point out. It happened before.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Let's see. Tracy says they hate that it costs a lot to see a movie in the theater, makes profit up at concessions. Like, don't mind paying $20 to see one, but I feel, yeah,
Yeah, I would say I agree, Tracy. I also have to say that when you can, if you take my recommendation. Sorry, I look a little close because I'm charging right now. Again, it's like you can see up my nose. Not meaning to.
yeah, fair enough.
So, if you can, it is always nice to support smaller theaters. I recently, a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago maybe, when they did that no, it was a couple weeks ago, when they did that re-release of Titanic a few weeks ago.
It was about a month ago, actually.
Okay, like yeah,
Around the
like
time that Magic Mike came out, I think.
It was like it was for Valentine's Day. I said, you know what? I know I'm going to see this. If it's not an IMAX, I've never been to a little theater in the town over, like the little independent theater they have, the Granite City Cinema. I'm gonna go there to see Titanic. I'm gonna go there, buy some snacks, support a local business, and it was a really nice experience. It felt like a theater out of time. It almost felt like the kind of theater you'd go to see Titanic back in '97. So it was kind of a fun. They probably didn't have high tech 3D, which is how I saw it in 3D. But that was such a because I knew I was going to review it because it was like the anniversary re-release of it. So that would be my excuse to review Titanic, which is a movie I've always loved. I love Titanic, so I
Right.
thought, why not? I'll support a local theater and see this movie. And it was really cool. It was one of the theaters where the marquee actually had the poster in the theater
Yeah.
window.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Huge question. What's the movie? What's the movie you feel like wasted it? You feel wasted a great actor? Pinocchio. Wasted Tom Hanks.
Um, I feel less good about saying Pinocchio just because he was good in the other two movies he was in 2022. So I feel like he bounced back pretty fast.
Well, I had to say it though because I love Tom Hanks, but that movie was just abysmal.
Wasted a great actor. I feel like you didn't, Drew. I don't. I'm not meaning to say this in a negative way. Didn't you ask this one already? I feel like you asked this at the beginning of the stream, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, but
Well, let's see.
didn't give him enough. Oh, for Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher in
You
Thor: Love
know,
and Thunder.
I didn't hate Love and Thunder as much as other people, but I do agree with you, Tracy, that Christian Bale didn't have enough to do, and he was really given it his.
Yeah,
Me personally, I'll give an unusual example because it's not a well-known actor, but I felt this way about the movie, and it made the movie worse for me, knowing this. Abigail Cowan, in the movie Redeeming Love, was actually gave a good performance in a movie that was vile and didn't deserve her efforts. Like she was really
right.
good in the lead, but the problem is that it was like what Roger Ebert used to always say about if you're gonna have an actress in a movie where she's basically humiliated and mistreated the whole movie, you owe it to that person to return the favor and give them good material to work in. And this
Yeah.
movie, so it's yeah.
Let's see. Should play you a trick after
Tracy,
that.
you're awesome.
I love that comment, by the way. That was great. If you could only watch one more movie for the
Might as
rest of your
well. I was
life,
inadvertently part of a three-way.
if you could only watch one more movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? It has to be one that you've never seen before.
It has to be one we've never seen before.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Let me look at my I'm gonna go my watch list and see. which one I can really think of because this is a good question.
I've never seen before.
And you can just only watch one more. Like,
Here's the thing that makes this question hard though, is that what if I watch the movie and it turns out it's not as good as I thought it would be? I'm stuck with it forever. That's the tricky part.
yeah, that's fair, but I'm just thinking of one that I think
I guess
I know.
I guess I'll go. Because it's a movie I haven't seen, it's been on my watch list forever, that I want to see. I, Tanya.
You never seen it?
I have not. It
It's
never
really,
came
really
to my
good.
theater, and I never got a chance to see it after. I just have never just sat down and watched it. I know, I hear it's great, and I love Margot Robbie. I don't know why I haven't seen it, but I haven't. That seems like a good pick to me. Yeah.
I'm still trying to look for.
One day I'll see that.
I think if I needed some silly, over the top, like action '90s movie, that I could watch. That's the only movie I could watch for the last movie I could watch for the rest of my life. I'd probably say Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's not
because it actually looks really, really cool. Like,
I finally took a movie off my bucket list not long ago that I had not seen. It came out 15 years ago. I highly recommend it. I actually really enjoyed it. I just did it for fun. I reviewed it on Letterboxd, but I didn't review it. Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen. Pretty awesome movie.
That's a pretty kick-ass movie. Like
that it really is. He kills two people with a carrot. That is my best review.
I now own every David Lynch Criterion release. Very nice, brother.
Nice job.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, but if I needed a so bad it's good movie, like, because I know it, like they knew what they were making, I probably would see the Mean One. I probably would say that one. But I mean, but in regards to one that looks like the coolest, I would say Time Cop.
I'm gonna have to go with one I'm pretty sure is good. You know, like I'd say I, Tanya, because again, I haven't seen it, but I hear it's phenomenal, and I'm a big fan of all the people involved. I just haven't seen it.
Recite my top 4 films off the top. I think so, but I know your top 3.
Lost Highway's in there, I'm pretty sure, right?
No, wait, actually, no. Now I know. Pulp Fiction. Well, this is from 1 to 4. Pulp Fiction, Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, Nightmare Before Christmas, Mulholland Drive.
All good picks.
Mine would be.
Isn't It's a Beautiful Day on there somewhere? Or is that in your top 20? Don Hertzfeld's It's a Beautiful Day.
That one.
That's a good movie. It's weird, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, can I praise Alex for a second?
Yeah.
Finally, someone puts Last Night in Soho in their best of all time list. Thank you, my brother.
It's awesome, man.
Such an underrated movie.
I think it's in my top 30 or 25 of all time.
It's on my best of the decade so far for sure. Last Night in Soho was on my list last year. I loved it.
This is from 4 to 1 for me. Warrior.
That's a good movie.
And I know I'm probably going to get some slack for this, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. Number 3 is Top Gun Maverick.
Overrated, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I will not accept any Top Gun hate.
It's a good. I'm not hating. I said it's a good movie. I just think it's a little overrated, but it's a good movie.
I know, but I'm just saying though, like for anybody else, no Top Gun hate.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, my favorite horror film of all time, which is Hellraiser.
That's a good movie. The original?
Yes.
Because I didn't like the remake. I know a lot of people really liked it. I didn't care for it.
Well, hold on.
And I like David Bruckner, but I prefer The Night House to that movie of David Bruckner.
I got this right here.
Hellraiser 2 is a pretty good movie that he had an even better classic Siskel and Ebert review where they didn't like it and their review was awesome.
This is the better one, though.
Of course, but...
And my number 1, I'll go ahead and grab it. It's on here. It's Trainspotting.
That's a great movie.
This is my favorite movie of all time.
Honestly, the second one wasn't bad either. I know some people, you either love it or hate it. I kind of liked it.
T2 Trainspotting is super underrated.
It really is. Especially among Danny Boyle's movies. It's right up there with like Steve Jobs for me. Underrated.
I can kind of consider Slumdog Millionaire underrated because no one talks about it anymore.
You know what else is really underrated? We were talking earlier about how adult film directors, not adult, you know what I mean, like art house
Filmmakers.
Primarily R-rated directors who do children's movies. Millions is a really underrated kids movie that Danny Boyle did like in 2005.
Very underrated.
Good movie.
What's another underrated Danny Boyle movie? I'm actually going to be honest. I think A Life Less Ordinary with Ewan McGregor and Cameron Diaz. I think that's an underrated movie.
It's a good one. You know what I'll also have to say about Danny Boyle? Underrated. I know it's one of his lesser movies to a lot of people, including me. I know it's a trifle. I know that the fact that it's Danny Boyle doesn't seem to really have any visual bearing on it. I don't care. I really liked this movie. It warmed my heart. It made me smile yesterday. I dug that movie. I know.
Very good.
It's underrated.
I think another underrated one. I mean, I know it got a Criterion release, but I still think it's underrated because no one talks about it. Shallow Grave.
That's a good one.
No one talks about this movie.
Also,
The Beach. The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. No one
that
talks
was
about
a
that
good
either.
movie, actually.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
Very underrated movie.
Very. I was gonna say also about yesterday. Ed Sheeran is hilarious in that movie as himself.
He's really good.
He's really funny in that movie.
Really, really good. I mean, yeah, underrated. It's a good movie, but I wouldn't quite say it's like amongst his best.
It's not one of his best, but the thing that I like about it, first off, is that it's a Danny Boyle movie I could take my grandma to, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
It's also a movie that has a really cool premise and it runs with it, and it doesn't undervalue it. It has a really neat premise.
But if you want to...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to also say that it's also a part of film history now because Universal Pictures lost a lawsuit against a bunch of Ana de Armas stands over it, which was kind of funny. Do you hear about this? Okay.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Pretty funny, actually, because she was in all the advertising, and her name is still in the end credits of that movie, even though she's not in the movie anymore, which is weird.
That's so dumb. But if you want to talk about movies that deserve more talk, this one does.
Is that Running Scared?
Yeah, Running Scared with Paul Walker.
It's a good movie. Actually, you know what else I'd put in that category? I know it's not the same kind of movie, but Shooter with Mark Wahlberg is pretty good.
But I think this one deserves a little bit more praise because I don't hear anyone talk about this when it comes to Paul Walker. Everyone just talks like, oh, Fast and Furious. This movie needs to be talked about.
You know what I'd put in that category of underrated Paul Walker movies?
What's that?
First off, I actually think this is Paul Walker's best movie. Joyride was one of my Halloween favorites.
Okay, Rustin Nail.
Candy Cane.
Candy Cane.
Let me talk to Candy Cane.
That's a good movie, right? By the way.
No, but what I was gonna say, the best one that not a lot of people talk about now. I will say this: the ending is kind of bad. The ending doesn't come together, but the rest of the movie is good. Brick Mansions. That's a decent
movie, but I think
that's a fun
probably the most underrated comedy, in my opinion, and no one talks about it. I think you might know what I'm going to say.
Is it Pleasantville? Because that's one of my favorite movies.
Nope.
Okay.
It's Sex Drive.
Oh my God, Sex Drive is hilarious. Seth Green in that movie is so funny as the Amish
if you're James Marsden, Ian, I'm going to ask you a question. I want a straight answer. You queer?
You ever seen Dateline? It's probably a guy.
That old dude wants to ram me in the tailpipe. But you love that, wouldn't you? Because you're a homo.
I'm disappointed in you, though, Luke, because the day after you watched that, I came on your stream and I introduced myself as, I'm sorry I'm late, gentlemen. I had to take this girl to grandma's, and you didn't get my reference. It took me like 5
I don't know
chances.
why I didn't get it, but I mean, I got it, but it's just my mind was fogging up.
The big Mexican won't go down. Take your shot. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, give me the goddamn gun before you shoot your dick off. That movie is so quotable.
I'm not resisting. It's foam.
let's see. What's another good line?
Randy and what were those two kids in it? Like Randy and Ben. It was like, "Hey girl, where do you live? Like, yeah, what kind of underpants you wear? Like, where do you live?"
A couple of weirdos, but
I know.
I'm trying to think of another good line out of that movie. Like, there's so many quotable lines that come out of Sex Drive. Like,
and then the twist.
oh yeah.
The twist at the end where James Marsden is gay the entire time, and he's just been razzing him the whole movie.
I'm trying to think. You're my little brother, Ian. All you gotta do is ask. Can I use the judge this weekend? Fuck stick, I wouldn't let you drive the judge if it was parked on my schnutz.
Oh my god, I love that movie. And see, that was a movie that I saw it when it came out. That movie doesn't even have a cult following. No one remembers it. It's like it came and went. And like, it's so funny. Like,
I don't understand why no one talks about it.
And the thing is, like, yeah, there's cringe humor in it, but the thing is like, it's an American Pie-esque. It's a post-American Pie movie. Like, the opening scene is funny, and yet, as a man, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But come on, that was so funny when he's imagining lifting weights while oh my god.
Like, she doesn't want me, okay? She wants
the mom comes in and slips on I can't even say it. It's too gross. But oh my god.
Whose jizz is that?
They went too far in the funniest way in that movie.
They did, but it was still funny.
How that didn't get an NC-17 though for some of its bit, I can't even imagine. Like the one girl, when he goes to the one crazy girl who handcuffs him to the bed and then tries to
take a shit on it.
What the hell, movie? I mean, there were parts where it was like a lot of that movie. Imagine like the last 20 minutes of Sausage Party if it was like 7 freaking scenes in the same movie. Like how they got.
It's a wild comedy, dude. It's really wild. Like,
yeah, it's great. You know what other really good underrated comedy from that era?
What?
She's Out of My League. It's really
I've never seen it, but I really want to check it out. I've never seen it.
It has T.J. Miller in it, which is unfortunate.
I know. I mean, I know who's in it, but it's just I've never seen it.
It is hilarious. The opening joke of that movie, because it's in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling it. He's trying to propose to his girlfriend, who he eventually finds out is cheating on him, and this is when he meets the girl who's like hotter than he is. So it's background. It looks like a sunset, and he's practicing what he's gonna say, and then it cuts to his friends. It's a banner because it's like an air traffic controller, his friend, and they're hanging out by the air. They're all working at an airport, and they're hanging out by the airport, and it's what's his name from Cloverfield, the one who gets the brother, not T.J. Miller, but it was a reunion of the two of them, but it was the one who played Jason, and Mike Vogel. So,
Mike Vogel, thank you.
Yeah, so he's sitting there and he goes, "You know, buddy, I say this out of love." He goes, "Can I give you some advice?" And he goes, "Yeah, I guess." And he goes, "I love you. You know I do." He goes, "But you're a moodle." He goes, "What's a moodle?" He goes, "Oh, you're a man poodle." And here's the thing you gotta know. Women love moodles. Okay, they want to feed you, they want to cuddle you, but make no mistake, no girl wants to fuck a moodle. I'm like, yeah, no girl would want to fuck a moodle, Kirk. He goes, yeah. He goes, that's your problem.
Yeah, but
funny for
but speaking of underrated comedies, I think this is probably the most underrated comedy of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Beer Fest.
Dude, Beer Fest is great. Have you seen, there's a trailer, Broken Lizard has a new movie coming out. You seen the Quasi? You seen the trailer for that?
No, I've never seen it, but it's like,
it's
dude.
Hunchback of Notre Dame for stoners. It's coming out on Hulu.
Oh, gotcha. I was just trying to think of, like, I just love that scene, like, when Jay Chandler's C-Car was just doing everything perfectly, and then his best remark was like, "I'm better when I'm drunk."
Potfest needs to happen before Willie Nelson dies. We need to make Potfest happen.
But the scene that I thought was just so freaking ridiculous was that fight. That was that one fight scene between was it Landfill, I think?
Yeah, when he drowns in the beer. Was it when he drowns in the beer?
That's when he drowns in the beer against this one black woman, and
Holy
like,
shit,
bro, just the way he falls in is just so freaking ridiculous. Like,
have you watched? They have a show that they have on. It's on HBO Max called Tacoma FD. It's like that. Have you seen that?
I've heard about it, but I've never seen it.
It's literally Super Troopers if they were firemen.
I'm trying to think of another good one. Think of Super Troopers. What do you guys give me if I kill that bird? Bro, that's a bald eagle. Get away, Baldy. Yeah.
Super
Guys, what did I win? Wait, finish the quote. Guys, what did I win?
He goes, what does he say? Like, he goes, a trip to, something said like a first class trip to hell or something. Like,
a one-way ticket to hell.
Yeah. No, wasn't that the second one?
That was Super Troopers 2, which,
yeah,
by the way, underrated sequel.
I like Super. I funded the Kickstarter to Super Troopers 2. My name is in the credits. I love it. I saw Super Troopers 2 in a theater full of stoners on 420, and I got a discount on wings after. Fuck that. Fuck yeah, that movie is awesome. No, Super Troopers 1, though, is one of my favorite comedies. Dude, the opening...
I hope this is a good one. Damn it, you bugger punk! You son of a bitch! And he just tackles him. He just tackles the employee.
Went like, hey, fellas, what can I get you? He goes, can I get you a beer? A liter of cola? What'd you say? Liter of cola? Ken is pretty awesome.
Don't do that.
Super Troopers.
That's pretty awesome.
Opening scene of Super Troopers when they're screwing with the stoners in the car is one of the funniest opening scenes of any movie ever. Like, I'm freaking out.
Good. All right, let's hit these last few comments, and we're gonna head out of here for tonight. I Tonya is her best work from Margot Robbie, I'm assuming.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy.
Tracy loves Time Cop. Yeah, I'll check it out when I get a chance. What's up, Daniel?
What up?
The guy that plays her security guy is hilarious in I Tonya. Oh,
is that Paul Walter Hauser?
Either that or was Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan was Jeff Galooly. I know that from the trailer.
I had to remember. I didn't even think. I need to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Saw millions in theaters. So
did I. That's a good movie.
I didn't see that. I was. Let's see. Yesterday was great.
Yay!
Yes. Okay, last comment before the night. Keep watch Bird, Logan, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Batman. Easy keep though. The Batman. God, but these last two are tough.
Dude, Drew, what is with the hard questions, brother?
Because when I did my stream with Zach Goller, that was you gave us the two hardest ones.
Can I make a controversial answer to this question? All right. And I want to state I love all three of these movies. So this gives me
I do too.
I'm gonna keep Logan. I'm gonna keep No Way Home. I'm gonna watch Logan. I'm gonna burn the Batman. I'm sorry. I love all three of those movies, but if I had to, Logan and No Way Home are gonna get the stogie. And I love the Batman. I do.
Vengeance is coming for you, dude.
I know. I can't help it. He asked me to do it. I love all three movies. If you do The Dark Knight in there, I couldn't answer that question. But
dude, this is easily a keep for me, dude. I freaking adore the Batman.
I own all three movies, but again, I had to choose.
I think this one's gonna get me some hate. I'm gonna say watch No Way Home, burn Logan.
What? Okay, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that one's gonna get me hate, but I don't care because
Luke. To quote the philosopher and poet, Mr. Quentin Tarantino, I reject your hypothesis. I reject it. Sorry, the dude does not abide.
Sorry.
By the way, for those who want to know, for those who have Fathom events at their theater, I wanted to let you know, coming up next Thursday, they are doing a 25th anniversary screening of The Big Lebowski for one night only in select theaters.
I'm going. Your opinion, man.
Am I the only one who isn't crazy? Am I the only one?
I love this part. Well, my fucking ex-wife told me to watch her dog when her fucking boyfriend went to Honolulu. I told her to go fuck herself. Why can't you board it?
I'm not Jeff Lebowski. You're Jeff Lebowski. I'm the dude.
The dude.
Or his dudeness or El Duderino if you don't like that whole brevity thing. No, yeah. The best. You know what the best line in that movie is? Because I use it in all my videos. Like,
What?
he goes, Jesus. He goes, that's right, gentlemen. No one fucks with the Jesus.
They go to meet the Jesus. This is fourth installment in franchise. Like more easily Rambo. Rambo, that's easy.
Do you like Die Hard? Is that
I got to go with
Die
Rambo.
Hard? Are you talking Live Free or Good Day? If it's
Live free,
I'll,
to clarify. Live free.
yeah, Live Free over Rambo, but I like them both.
But yeah, guys, that's gonna about do it. Oh, sorry.
Before I go, I just want to say Live Free has one of the best McClane one-liners of the entire series, which is, and one of the coolest action scenes, which is when they're under the freaking bridge and he launches the freaking like Toyota, like not Toyota, like freaking Chrysler into the helicopter and blows it up, and then Justin Long goes and saunters over to him and goes, you just took out a helicopter with a car," and he goes, "Yeah, I was out of bullets." Awesome.
Yeah, but that's gonna about do it for episode 4 of the Moviegoers Live Show. Thank you to Grant for coming in here tonight, and thank you to everybody in the chat that joined us. Hey, Grant, let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, Raise on Popcorn with Grant. For those who want to know, coming up, we've got some great reviews coming. I'm working on my Sundance video. We're going to have that coming very soon. We have reviews next week for 1001, His Only Son, which doesn't look very good. We're going to review it. We got, because we're running out of time. What do we got? Spinning Gold, Rye Lane, Murder Mystery 2, Tetris, and then a little late, as I was telling him, but we got Air coming up, Paint coming up, and Super Mario Brothers, and Suzume and Renfield. So those are all coming up, and we will also, for those who want to follow me on social media, we'll be talking about the best movies of the first quarter very soon, only on my socials. So come find me there, and yeah, leave a subscribe if you want to. If you believe it, there's even more detours on my channel than there was tonight. But yeah, come check me out, and I'd love to have you guys. And thanks, Luke.
There we go. Yeah, I was trying to get exit out of the solo layout, but thank you everybody so much for watching.
Thanks, buddy.
So yeah, see, you got Dungeons and Dragons coming up. We got Mario, lots of stuff. So thank you everybody for coming in. Have a good night. Peace.
Good night, guys.